We are ready for our normal work session tonight. This is June 16, 2025. It is now 5:35 p.m. I'd like to go ahead and call to order our normal work session meeting, starting from my left with roll call.
Councilwoman Diane Howard.
Councilman Darrell Honore.
Mayor Reynolds.
Councilwoman Yolanda Shepherd.
Mayor Pro Tem Amelia Emmett.
Thank you so much. We will proceed with moment of silence. Everyone silence your phones if you haven't already. All right, council. Moving forward to the approval of the agenda whenever you're ready to do so.
I make a motion to approve tonight's work session, June 16th, 5:30 p.m.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. We have one action item at this time, the solicitor agreement. Chief, are you ready for that?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So in your email, you should have a contract agreement from our city attorney's office in reference to switching the solicitor service to utilizing their office for our solicitor for our city court. Basically, keep everything in-house under one roof with our courts. If we have an issue in court, an issue with any of our ordinance, especially our truck ordinance, that's a hot topic in court right now because we have so many. They'll be the ones representing us anyways, and they're the ones that make our ordinances. So they provide solicitor services to some of their cities that they work with now. I met with Mickey numerous times in reference to this agreement and this service that they provide. He's sat in on one or two of our courts. A part of this agreement is they want to do kind of a revamp of our fees and fines, and two, our ordinances. Not to get rid of anything, but to kind of upgrade them and update them. That's something that he did notice when he sat in on our court was we're kind of on the bottom when it comes to all the city courts that he represents.
Okay, when you say he, I'm sorry, who are we speaking about?
Mickey.
Jimmy? We're talking about
Mickey Fincher Denmark from our city attorney's office.
Okay.
So we're asking to switch our solicitor service over to them. I will bring up a situation we had not last Friday but the Friday before. Our solicitor that we had, she was out. No fill-in, nobody showed up, so we did not have a solicitor here at court at all. Luckily for us, I don't want to say luckily, but Mickey was actually here observing the court on that day. So good thing is, on one hand, we had our city attorney's office here observing court when we didn't have a solicitor. So we're asking that we get into approval to switch the solicitor service over to our city attorney's office, Fincher Denmark, or Denmark Ashby. Gosh, I keep wanting to say Fincher Denmark. Denmark Ashby, in order to have a new solicitor present. And we will actually have two solicitors with them, not one.
Go ahead.
What's the difference in cost to us?
So right now we pay $1,500 roughly, depending if we have three courts.
That's a flat fee.
No, we pay per court.
Okay.
So we have three courts and we pay $500 each time. So Denmark Ashby would be $2,500 a month flat fee. Difference in service is Denmark Ashby will actually meet with the officers before court, like day before court, to go ahead and prep for the cases. As to where now we do everything kind of like spur of the moment at the time of court.
And I understand when I was visiting, it was visiting with more or less the folks, the clients, not the officers.
Correct.
So I have a second part of the question.
Go ahead.
So when, number 2 under the agreement,
Mhm.
okay, so we pay a $2,500 flat fee. Do we also pay $200 an hour billing for the attorney and $150 for the paralegals on top of the $2,500 a month?
No, it will not. If you read down here in the bold, it says it will not exceed $2,500 a month. So we just did the 20, because basically he came in and observed 2 courts, kind of see what our time frame was and how court ran. Then he observed the cases and noticed that, one, there's no time taken out to meet with officers before the case.
So we guarantee the solicitor at every court.
Correct.
Sounds
So we'll have 2, we'll have 2 solicitors from their office that'll be designated to us. So no matter what, we'll have one of those 2 here.
So that was my question too. 25 plus the 200.
No, it's down on the ball, it says will not exceed the 25.
So we guarantee that. So a paralegal, I guess she wouldn't have any legal standing if she comes instead of an attorney, right?
They just come to dictate them, right?
Because she would have to go up before the judge.
Well, hold on. The paralegal for,
Oh, no, when they say attorney or paralegal.
yes, they will have, the attorney or the paralegal will be the solicitor.
Yeah, I mean, so she has when they go up before the judge, the solicitor,
Mm-hmm.
the paralegal is not licensed to practice law. So how would that work out?
No,
That would be something different.
yeah, that's gonna probably be the paralegal dealing with any of the cases, is from what I would understand, because it's Mickey and the
Yeah,
other
I guess
guy's
it
new,
is.
I just don't know his name. They're the attorneys for Fincher Denmark. So Mickey does Stonecrest now. He's gonna do our court, but the new attorney they hired, he said he wants to transition them in.
They probably each have their own paralegal.
Yeah, exactly. Every attorney up there has their own paralegal.
That's what they
Yeah, like Alicia, I deal with her paralegal on some cases, or Danielle, I deal with hers on some cases.
I guess for clarity, so you're saying like if we have a court session, one attorney will be present and his paralegal at the same time will be
Possibly.
present. Okay, so that'd be like $350 for the moment. Okay.
And it won't exceed the 2,500, which of course, yeah, per month, which comes out of the court costs anyways. Which the goal is to be more efficient in court too, because a lot of times we're getting to where, you know, if you come in, I know Ms. Howard seen the court, and just like she said, a lot of the conversations are being had with the offenders are here. They're not being had with the actual city and the officer. So the goal is to kind of make it run more efficiently, where both those conversations can happen in one court like they should.
And you said the previous people was $1,500 a month?
Correct.
Okay. And where did we get them from? It was just kind of like by contract
was
from different cities?
Before me, that was I think when Mayor Jackson was here, if I'm not mistaken.
I think that's the judge point.
Now, I've already spoken to the judge about this last Friday to let him know. Yeah, Judge Atunde, to let him know. He seemed enthusiastic about it. You know, there was a couple hiccups they had where he had to kind of instruct the solicitor to read the law carefully. But, you know, the goal is, one, to better help us with our ordinances. Because we want to make sure if you guys are going to create an ordinance and we're going to actually write the ordinance, that it's going to be effective in court and not just get pushed to the wayside and it's not effective and we don't have change. A lot of times that's what we're seeing.
Sounds good. So you
Yes, approval for this contract.
okay, well, I would like to make a motion to approve the solicitor agreement
Denmark Ashby.
for Denmark Ashby.
Second.
Any discussion?
No, other than I'm going to say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? You abstain. Okay, got it. We have that on record. Thank you. All right, moving forward to discussion item. The first one will be, of course, the budget. And we have our chief, of course, here and our accountant, Miss Lisa. Thank you for joining us. So whenever you're ready.
So this is just a discussion. If you had a chance to read the budget, if you have a question, Lisa's here to help us answer it. I'm here to help answer any questions you might have. I mean, we'll have another meeting on the 26th, so it's not, you know, super pressing. If you don't have any questions right now, if you want to get them to me between now and the 26th, we can definitely get them answered, or you can email them directly to Lisa and she can get the answers ready, which I will say, it's a breath of fresh air to be able to, just like this, call and say, can you be here? And she's here. For those of you that don't know, she showed up during the what's her concert?
I forgot which one it was.
The LDDA concert.
Yeah.
Situation. She showed up
Oh, yeah.
at
Late.
8:30 at night. She was in Walmart. She left Walmart and came and showed up to help us with something.
Thank you.
So it's a breath of fresh air.
I know.
But yeah, just to go over again, I don't know if you've read it, that front page, it shows our fund balance right now at $347,274.38. Of course, a lot of that is to account for what we can't account for because we don't know yet, the shortfall in tax collection. Last year, I know we had like a $200,000 shortfall in tax collection. So even if we have that again this upcoming year, it kind of gives us that little bit of buffer. Other than that, there's no other changes outside of what we've already talked about.
The only question, and I know this is real simple, our actuals are really not our actuals, but we have like 4 more months to go.
Yeah, they're up until April. So, yeah, these are the actuals up until April. So June, July, or May, June.
April, because it says 325, so it's the end of March.
Yes.
So it's including April, May, June, July, 4 more months.
And these, of course, like when you're looking at the very front page when it shows income, of course, that's based on the mill rate that we have set currently right now that we're working on.
If I have any, I don't know.
And it's not reflected in here, but there could be more on the revenue side, being that Stonecrest has increased a good bit of services with the police. So currently we weren't working the water park. We currently have 2 officers every single day for 12 hours a day at the water park now. So that's a big jump.
Is that under government revenues or miscellaneous?
I think it's gonna be, under government revenues. I have a note on one of them, but I'll get it for you, definitely, and take a look at it, because I hadn't looked at it. But I think it is under government revenues.
Okay.
So is that considered the police department?
No, it's a government revenue.
So that's what we're projecting.
If you have any questions, just email them to myself or Lisa. I'll write them down and we'll get the answers by the 26th.
Where you going? You gotta let it be with Mayor.
All right, next up would be discussion, Lithonia Amphitheater. There's a couple of things, and Chief can back me on this. I wanted to discuss 4 things. Sod is 1, cameras is 2, signs is 3, and barricade is 4. Is there anything else?
Bullard.
What is it called?
It's called a bullard.
Bullard.
Is the side
Or gate.
including some sort of landscaping? No.
That could be whatever. I think so. Real quick, I'll knock the camera one off. I've changed the Flock Live camera. Instead of it going at the intersection right here, I've asked them to, we can just go ahead and mount it to the amphitheater. There's no point. I mean, it's already coming. They're going to mount it, I think, within the next 3 or 4 months. They were supposed to be putting it up over here. They're having a hard time getting Georgia Power to kind of allow them to put it on the Georgia Power pole. That's what's held it up for about a year. I talked to just so happened she called me on Friday, and I said, well, how about if we have our own power can you just mount it to one of our buildings? And she said, yeah, by all means. So they can mount it to the amphitheater, it records, it's live feed, and it spins 270 degrees. So, and it'll pick up, if we set it to pick up movement, it'll pick up movement, and whatever officer's working, it can go right to their laptop and show them the live feed of what's going on at the amphitheater. So, and then if we ever have an issue at the amphitheater when we have a large crowd, we can actually, just saying, we can actually program if we have an agitator or something's out there, something happens, we can actually program the camera to target that person, and the camera will follow them around the crowd and show us exactly what happened. So we can go ahead and, Mayor, not have to worry about the camera. I'm going to have them put that over there.
How long will it take?
So she told me, because I told her we'll be gone this week, she was going to try to come on June 27th or something, or June 28th, to actually physically see it and then take a picture and say, all right, come put it here. Normally don't take long. They just been, Georgia Power wanted them to pay some outrageous licensing fee to put it on one of their power poles.
Oh.
So what I did is it took it off the power pole, so we're going to put the one on the amphitheater, and we'll put the other one at the corner of the building right here, so we can look all the way down Main Street this way and then all the way back up Main Street this way.
You said it's live feed and
It records 30 days.
Isn't that the one that also catches if you have a tag issue?
So that's part of their system. We have cameras like that already.
Okay.
They have the Flock Falcon, and then they have the Condor. The Falcon's just the stationary one that catches the tag reader. The Condor is the live feed that records.
Okay.
So there's that. And then one was the barricade, the bullard real fast. I don't know if you noticed when we were at the event, you know, we have the two ADA ramps. You have the one off the Parkway, the one off the Park, and the one off of,
Parkview.
what's the name of that
Brenda
street?
Lee.
Brenda Lee Lane.
Yeah.
The idea to keep people from driving up there, especially like the situation we had, was it yesterday or Saturday? I think it was yesterday. Saturday. To keep people from driving up there is to put one bullard in the middle so they can't get the cars up there. So I'll be getting quotes to actually get that done and to help us out with that.
So in case I don't think we would ever have to get up, maybe not, but as far as the front area, we had a nice fence going across the lot and keep people from going up to service people. Oh, you can take the bullet off, right?
Mm-hmm. It can be removable. The one on Brenda Lee Lane, we want to make it removable. The one on Park won't be removable. It'll just sit in the middle so people, the wheelchairs can come on each side of it, but you won't be able to drive.
You talking about one of those big boulder blocks?
Well, no, it'll just be a pole.
Oh,
I'm talking about my wrought iron gate with grindstone.
No. And then the other thing the mayor was talking about in reference to the sod is because of, we did all that concrete out there. It's kind of muddy. There's growing grass right now, but it might not hurt to look at sodding that whole front area, and then where that old tree was, you guys remember the old tree we had cut down, is to look at having somebody come and grind the roots out of there more and maybe put a sign. I think we talked about putting a sign there, at least with some kind of power or some kind of lights on the sign. It did gain a lot of traction and a lot of notoriety after that event we had. People were talking about the upgrades. I think we already had somebody want to rent it for next year, 2026, right after. Yep.
Oh, it's lovely. Is it a real concert or?
Don't do it.
Huh? Music, DJ, or a band, live music with lights and cam, lights and sound system, not a DJ blasting music as a concert. That's the difference.
So, and then towards the end of the year, like we had discussion earlier today about looking at the fencing and everything towards the end of the season.
Wait. A DJ ain't a concert?
he was playing in between, I thought.
No, if you're going to listen to a DJ, it's not a concert. It's just a musical thing. But music performers and stuff like that. So if you're sitting there and the DJ's playing loud music, that's really just outdoor barbecue.
Let me tell you.
You're gonna have to come on to the 20.
Yeah,
What
so-
century this
So in
is?
2025, I'm gonna tell you this and give you an example. Usher.
Yeah.
Usher had a whole DJ, beginning of the concert, the whole show. He came out around
His
10
mix.
o'clock
Yeah, but that
and
was
did
a
like an
concert.
hour. It was a
That
concert.
was like the pre-thing, but he was the concert.
Or I'll give you another example.
All right. I mean, you know, and that's
East Point had a old school, new school concert. It was only 2 DJs. One played new school, one played old school. It was a concert.
that's what they call it. Well, all right, Joe. I was just saying. So, we can leave that.
Yeah.
But,
We just don't want you to give them a hard time when they come. That's all.
but this is what I want to say. I know it's going to be. If it's not going to be there, I hope it's not. For 2026, all down our amphitheater with this again, like we kill our parks. But it's going to go into a whole other thing. I don't want,
You'll be surprised. You're gonna have more concerts coming. Even
Of
at the
course.
end of the show, we had people talking about some of the singers that want to come now.
Yep, and you also had people asking me. I went to Anthony Hamilton last night
Mhm.
at Stockbridge, and that promoter wants to come to Lithonia Amphitheater and do some stuff.
So the sod, the plan is to get a quote on sodding that whole entire front, wherever that we had the dirt at, the mud right now. And then we can look at putting some kind of landscaping, especially right there where the sign's gonna be.
Well, we talked about some landscaping around the city anyways. I don't know. We want to make that a combined interest.
And what I don't know if you remember this text I sent out to you and Mr. Munson to see if we can possibly get our own landscaping company to help us out with things like that. Because some things, our public works department, they don't know what comes back. They don't know, what's monkey grass, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, so,
It's called arborist.
Grape myrtles.
yeah, and they just tear it up and it bothers me real bad. So,
Definitely.
Yeah. so we can do in front of, like she was saying, Lithonia Resource Center, amphitheater, just stuff that we need to beautify. Because if you can see, some business owners already making sure they stuff look good on Main Street. So we need to do the same to make sure we look good. So and hopefully everybody can jump on board or something. Yeah.
Was there
Yeah.
something else for the amphitheater?
Hmm.
Was there anything else for the amphitheater?
It was just those 4 things.
The bowlers,
Yeah.
landscaping, the camera.
Cameras in the side.
Okay.
And we'll just add the landscaping like
Yeah,
Councilwoman.
that's fine.
Okay.
I got a question.
Yeah.
It's kind of with amphitheater. Were you able to get some quotes on restroom facilities yet?
The actual
Oh,
building
only
or
got-
the trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the one I got, it was like 4,000, but it ain't gonna work. I went out and looked at it. I did see one yesterday down at, I don't even remember the name of that company, MHL or something like that. I was driving down to Newton, right off the highway, there's a company, they actually had a bunch of them sitting out there. Want to try to go by there and get a quote from them. The ADA ones, I do know run like about 20 grand. So even if we get one, we'll probably have to look at getting one that has like either 3 female stalls, 3 male stalls, or 4 and 4, and then always just rent the ADA porta potty. So, but I think it'll be very beneficial for us to get our own, because I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, I think they pay like $500 to $1,000 to rent it, I believe. So, if we get our own and we can add it to the rental,
That is it. All right, council. Oh, Chief,
Yeah.
real quick. I know we're on the Lithonia Amphitheater, but it's kind of regarding the amphitheater. The travel, like the golf cart. Have we got anything else on that yet?
I can get, I'm gonna have to time it, because when I get it, they're not gonna hold it.
I remember you saying that.
So,
So-
by the time I get a quote and we get back to them, a 2-week period doesn't work.
But I thought we had already agreed to get one.
There was some discussion back and forth.
it was something about a 4, what was it? I can't remember.
Liability.
4 or 6.
4 or 6,
I think
something, I
liability, you
can't
don't have to
remember.
worry about that. Especially if you treat
Yeah, we decided not to
transport.
use it for nobody but us, so, but
Yeah.
I thought we agreed to go ahead and
4 or
get
2.
me see it.
So,
Why can't we already decided it? So we can't even see one.
so I think the idea was a 4, we talked about a 4 and
And
a
a
6.
6.
Yes.
She wanted 6.
Yeah.
We did, but you told us the price points, which was the best way to go. But I could swear we said, okay, go ahead, get it. We see it.
There was, there was some conversation.
Do we
There's
vote on
minutes
that?
somewhere, right?
Yeah, use a new.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
Can y'all go ahead and can
Okay,
y'all let
perfect.
me?
Because I can go ahead, I can
Yes,
get.
please.
Okay. I'll move forward with it
Okay.
myself. Just send it, yeah.
All
See what, then I'll email you.
My question was at that time, I'm so sorry. What we were gonna use it for, I know you narrowed it down to us, because I know at one time you said other folks, and then I don't remember the us part, just us, probably said that. But then when would we use it? And what would we use
I
it
think it should be for like City Hall as a whole, not Public Works. It needs to be for City Hall as a whole, because I don't want to see it in the grass. I don't want to see it in dirt.
picking up tires?
Picking up stuff. No,
Okay, so,
I'll tell
you
you.
say City Hall,
like us. Like if Ashley need to go over to the amphitheater to pick up something real quick, just
Go down
just
to the
go down the street,
resource
Main
center.
Street. Chief got to go over to the parking lot to figure out something. So you know to
I
jump
think
in no
when
car.
They rented a golf cart for the amphitheater when they did the LED.
Mhm.
And it worked out great for them
It
because,
was needed.
yeah.
Going all that back and
A
forth.
lot of them were doing the back and forth.
Yeah.
Just like for us, if we're events, like especially on Main Street, like when we do that trunk or treat, and we have all those people, how many times we have to walk back and
Back
forth
and forth,
from here
yeah.
down
you're
there?
not gonna get through them people with a car.
Can't on Back Street though.
You could. It's
Yes, you
smaller.
will. They see you coming.
You think?
Mhm.
It's
So,
very
so we'll be using the car instead of the car.
It's very useful.
What?
Durango.
The SUV.
Yeah, you got to go to the
That's what-
to the dog park.
Right,
that's
yeah.
what I did.
But yeah, the
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
that
yeah.
we were talking about.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
used to plan it.
So, I think we've done the agenda. That's all we got for today.
We done?
Yep. I just need a motion to adjourn.
I motion to adjourn.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. It is now 6:03. What's next? Public hearing?
6:30 on the 26th, is it? Is that the next one?
I know. But it
I
went
have,
on
I have
the,
a
Okay.
suggestion.
I wrote it down.
But if you can take this back to LDBA, I don't like the setup for the vendors. Yes, it was too much. Like I didn't like having to get on the grass with all the bugs.
I was on a waiting list
So in my
for
mind,
public
I'm
works,
thinking,
so
why can't
am I
we
in there, looks
on
like?
the curb on the same side,
Right.
one after another. You
Okay.
still have a roadway to
Turn,
make a line out of it.
It was too
turn
many.
the,
It was,
y'all got
It
too
was-
many vendors?
It was too
it wasn't like it was too many, it's just put them all on one side of the street.
See, that could be our next project,
Yeah.
some kind of
Some-
sidewalk.